Add it up.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the 19th episode of pt.2. I am Achilleas Diamantidis and
Christina Berberian.
Today we're gonna continue the second part of thought-provoking questions we did in the previous podcast. But before we do so, we have to mention the workshops that our club, the Videography Club, is doing. So you can look at our Instagram page and you can learn more information, and then you can join us.
Exactly, and it's all going to be in the description below as well, so no worries about that.
To sum up and to start our podcast, Achilleas and Christina.
Great. So we're starting off with the first...
Περίμενε, είναι το pause ένα δευτερόλεπτο. Μετράς 4 δευτερόλεπτα και το ξεκινάς.
Okay.
So to start off with our questions, Christina can go first.
Yes, I'll ask the first question. So how many times a day do you check your email?
It depends on the period, but right now, which is like the election time, we're running for DSA, we have the clubs, and we're the governing body of a lot of clubs. I check my email more than 50 times a day, especially yesterday. It was 3 at night, and I just checked my email more than 20 times. How about you, Christina? Do you want to share your experience?
Yeah, of course. That's definitely realistic for me as well. It's not hyperbolic at all. I check my email whenever I open my computer, and I also have it on my phone as well. But whenever I open my computer, the first tab I press is my email. And yeah, because of the elections period, you know, there's many emails with the student affairs between us, the candidates, where we communicate, and also with the clubs we have to deal with a lot of meetings at the time. I don't know, it's right after midterms, things just kind of blew up. So from checking my email 20 times a day, I think I'm now checking it like 50 times a day. And I'm not even excessive right now.
No, we're not. It's actually true, like everything. It's hectic. This period is hectic, and I wish to stay like that, actually.
Yeah.
So let's continue to the second question. This was a very short question and answer. So the second one is, Christina, do you consider yourself worthy of love and admiration?
Okay, that's a different question than the previous one, completely. And it can touch upon many different aspects, but I think, of course, I am worthy of it, and I think everyone is. And if we're talking about admiration, I think you always have to think that you're worthy of it from yourself. You're the one who has to love and admire yourself above all. So it doesn't really matter if you think you need the admiration and love and to be worthy for other people. I think this question has to be answered by yourself and for yourself only. So yes, I think I should be worthy of love and admiration from myself above all. How about you?
Well, it's a hard question, because when we mean love and admiration, it can fall into the spectrum of narcissism or being egomaniac, for sure, especially admiration. Of course, we all are worthy of love, self-love, or love from others. Admiration, I don't really like to call that admiration. I like to be considered as respected, not admired in a way where people look at me as a celebrity or just a public figure. I want to be admired for something that I do that may change society, may change how people view life, and may change their own perspective. So it's two different types of love and admiration. It's kind of difficult to say that, because love, I mean, as you said before, as you mentioned, it's all about self-love, to love ourselves, to accept the flaws that we have. But admiration is something that when I hear that word, it seems like paparazzi everywhere, people asking for your autographs, so I don't really like admiration that much. I mean, if you want to give me admiration, of course I'm down for it, but I cannot tell that you know what, I'm worthy of admiration, because it seems as if you have that grandiosity, and I do not really like that, because I personally believe that it is a bad trait for everyone. So let's continue to the third question.
Yeah, and before I do, I completely agree. It has its limits, of course. And I think what I meant by admiration, I think that you should always pursue things that are going to be admired, but not for that reason. That shouldn't be your top goal, but you should do things that you admire in others. So yeah, to clarify. So the third question, when was the last time you had an exciting idea that kept you awake most of the night? And are you pursuing that idea today?
In general, I have a lot of ideas, innovative ideas, ideas that concern clubs, that concern anything, either from design, business, startups, and everything. So basically, these ideas keep me awake every night, to be exact. These ideas are on my mind 24/7, so it's not only about one day. So now concerning the second part of your question, that it's saying, are you pursuing that idea today? I would like to consider that yes, I am pursuing that idea, not in a practical way where it is done, it's completed, but mostly I'm doing my job to create that idea that I have in my mind, basically by taking any opportunities that are given to me. I'm working with people all day long. I am collaborating with everyone. I am cooperating, which is a vital part of creating your idea. Yeah, I would like to consider that, yeah, I'm trying to create that idea and make it more, I don't know,
applicable. Yeah,
applicable, exactly, perfect. So how about you, Christina?
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think it's just one idea. So the last time I had one that kept me awake all night or up late must have been last week or so. I do myself have a lot of ideas, but for some reason I have them at midnight, and yeah, that's not always a problem. I feel very productive at that time. And I think you should always have ideas that keep you awake at night. And if you are like us, wanting to create things and innovative things for the world, not only business-wise, but also for your student life or simply just your life in general, I think I do have a lot of ideas. I have no idea how to pursue some of them, but that's what keeps me awake. And yeah, that's definitely a matter of last week. So pretty...
We also have to mention that when Christina said about midnight, it's a biological reaction of the brain, and we are more creative during the midnight, after the brain is fully relaxed, and then it creates some hormones and it makes us stress out. That's why we overthink during the midnight. But then during the midnight, actually a lot of artists have created actually the biggest masterpiece. So yeah,
exactly.
Don't feel like weird if you get an idea at 3 night. It's perfectly normal. Exactly. So
great.
That's a very interesting question that I have here in my hands. What do you want most out of life?
Wow. Okay. Well, I think there is a basic happiness, and with whatever terms that is, if it's money or success or love or a family. Personally, what I want most out of life is to, and I've always said that, is to get so involved in it and in other people's lives that there's an impact from me to the world. And I've said that with whatever kind of job I do or I'm doing right now, I wanted to have an impact. And I've always said that since I was a student in middle school or high school, I always said that it has to have an impact. So I think what I want most out of life is a positive impact on the world. So yeah, an impact. Achilleas, how about you?
So basically, what do I want out of my life is to get taught things every day, to gain experiences, to gain lessons from people that I meet every day, to actually have, we have the same perspective on life, because I want to have an impact in society as well myself. So I want to have like something positive for society. Either it is in the health industry that I want to change something in the world, or in the tech industry. So basically I have the perspective of an entrepreneur where I want to actually have I don't know how to say that, an active impact on today's society and change, either that is social issues, either that is economical issues. We cannot change the economic situation right now, but we can make it better if we believe in youngsters, as millennials like to call us. If we believe in ourselves, we can create a new society, and
Yeah.
I am here for it, and that is what I want out of this life, to get my name out there, but not just to be admired, to have an impact on everyone, to have a great impact on you, Christina, on everyone. So yeah, that is what I want out of my life, basically, and out of everyone's life, to have everyone an impact. You guys should be involved everywhere. We have to be collectively involved in whatever we're doing.
Exactly.
So to end my speech, let's go to the fifth question.
Should I ask it?
What? Yeah, you should ask it. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So, what did failure to reach your goal teach you about yourself?
It is vital to never quit whatever you're doing, whatever you are working on. How many times you fail, you should never quit, because you know what, you might be just a step away from success, because you know what, success comes in private, success comes in a discreet way. Failure is the one that's gonna shake you. So you have to try always to never quit. You should never get tired of anything that happens in your life. You should never be disappointed. Of course you're gonna fail in life, because we are not perfect. First of all, we have to understand that. And since we're 7 billion and expect to reach 9 billion, more and more people are gonna try the same thing that you're doing, and of course you're gonna fail, you're gonna have competition, you're gonna have this and that. But at the end of the day, hard work matters the most, because if you do not quit, if you work harder than the rest of the people, you will be the one who is going to reach that success you're looking for. How about you, Christina?
Yeah, you described perfectly what I wanted to say, and it's something that I've been saying for so long, and I've mentioned it in our previous episode and probably the previous episode as well. That failure is just research unless you never try again. And that is my motto in life. And personally, I have met some failures, if you want to call them that, but I don't want to call them that. I want every failure to just not be a failure and be something more like a step to my success. Because I think that if you don't let it be, and if you do try again, it's not a failure, and it's just a wrong word. It's a word you're using to compromise and to stay inactive. I think that if you want to try again, it is definitely not a failure, and the word just has such a negative meaning when it's just not negative. And of course, you don't see it at the moment, but definitely it has taught me many, many things about myself. And looking back, because my biggest one, if I can call it that, happened about a year ago. And I am so much better at the moment than I ever thought I'd be, even before I was thinking about that success in a way. So yeah, definitely has taught me many, many things, and it has taught me that I have to try again and work hard, as you said, Achilleas. So yeah.
Perfect, Christina. Next question is, what terrifies you the most?
Well, I have a definite answer for that. I think what terrifies me the most is the loss of a loved one. And that is a basic answer in a way, but it is a tragic experience. I have experienced that, and I think that it's something terrifying. But that as well teaches you things. It teaches you to be closer with your loved ones. And as I always say, everything happens for a reason and everything teaches you something. So get something positive out of it. And yeah, but that is what terrifies me the most, definitely. How about you?
Well, of course, I agree with the loss, because loss is one of the hardest pain a human can experience in their lives. The two other things that terrify me the most is the corruption in human interactions, especially in a world of technological advancements, where people often lose more and more the human touch, the intimacy that we should feel as humans. And the third one is not actually, how can I say that, because it's gonna sound harsh for some people. It's not actually having a lot of opportunities, but I mean, not having because you were given to them, but not trying enough, because if you do not try enough, opportunities will not be born. So when you have zero opportunities, you do not have any experience in your life, you do not have any failures. And that's why we picked these questions, because we want to actually wake us up and wake you up together with us. So it is actually a motivational speech at this point, because we are living in such a competitive world. Because if you do not put yourself down, if you do not work hard enough, if you do not take the opportunity that you think is useless, if you do not take anything in your life, you will have zero experience, you will have zero failures, and to that it's gonna create a lazy person. And a lazy person will not do anything, because he will not be able to withstand the competition that workforce has in today's society. You will not be able to follow the workforce and that development and the technological advancement. You will not be able to follow with today's society standards and in 20 years from now. So what terrifies me the most, except from the loss and everything else, the human corruption, the human relation corruption, is not taking enough opportunities and not trying enough. Because if you try enough, you're gonna get something born out of it. Even if you think it's useless, it's gonna help you in the meantime. Like after 5 years, you're gonna appreciate that. So yeah, that's what terrifies me the most. So Christina, you may ask me now.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay, so which books have influenced you the most?
Personally, I only have like one book in my list that's the most influential, except from all the economic books that I've read that explain economic systems, which are pretty boring to do a reference right now. I think the best book and the most influential, that's very fitting on this motivational speech we're having today, is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This book actually explains on how the rich become richer and how the poor stay poor. By poor, we don't mean someone who is homeless, because of course that it's like something that's very aggressive to call someone. We mean someone who stays in a situation where their income is stable, which is not bad, of course, but you can gain from something. You can create a passive income. So basically that's what a book teaches you, on how to manage your money, how to invest properly. As a finance student, of course, I had to read that book, how to create something that's gonna create a generational wealth. and everything. So it's very influential, because not only that, it's not only about economics, it's not only about finance, it's about everyone, on how we should manage our money and how we should view money. So for me, that's the most influential book. You guys have to read it. Christina, how about you?
Well, good idea for the book. Thank you. I've also read similar book, like not this one specifically, but I've read similar ones. But I don't think I can say a specific name because every book has influenced me in such a different way and a great way, and has had an impact on me. So I can't choose one. But I'm gonna answer what kind of books influence me. And that is whenever I read something and I can reflect and I can see myself through the character. And of course, that's not on economic books, it's usually on novels and stuff. But that's where I truly feel influenced, because I see myself and I either see a wrong action and I'm like, what is this character doing? And I shouldn't be doing that. Or wait, I'm doing that. So these are the kinds of books, the kinds of stories that have an impact and influence on me. So I'm sorry that I can't provide you with a book idea right now. But yeah, try to look for books that you can kind of relate, or maybe not, and find out you relate. So yeah, that's it from me.
It was a great answer though.
Thank you.
Admit. So another question that I have here is, what makes you smile?
Okay.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. And we should all think of that. What makes me smile is, wow. I think when I do things and I'm productive, at the end of the day, I'm smiling, definitely. When I finish my job and like the things I have to do, and I lie on my bed, I think that's when I smile and I think that was a great day. But also more basic answers like summer makes me smile, or a good weather, or love makes me smile. And yeah, that's for me. I think you probably agree.
I actually agree totally with you. What makes me smile as a person? Of course, it's always like a warm house where I feel welcome every time, every hour, every day, in whatever situation, whatever weather, it doesn't matter. Somewhere where there's nature for sure makes me smile, like somewhere where I can find my inner peace, somewhere where there's sea, waterfalls, for example. Where I am right now, there are a lot of waterfalls and mountains, so it brings some inner peace to me, where I can understand myself, I can isolate myself but still be surrounded by people that I love. Also, what makes me smile is success after hard work, because I feel like as if I've been rewarded for whatever I did, and it brings me such joy that I appreciate myself even more, but it makes me even more humble, because always when I smile I say enjoy, but please stay humble, because anytime you can lose that. Also,
Exactly.
it is love, as you mentioned before. As a Libra and as an Aries, we admire love. So yeah, love makes me smile, and I think like of course my friends make me smile too, 24/7. So yeah, that is that.
Especially friends that make you productive and successful.
Exactly. Perfect friends who you can work together, who you can fight, but at the end of the day, you have created something, which is
Exactly.
great for both of us that we have right now.
I'm smiling right now.
Exactly, same. So the last question, do you want to ask that?
Yeah, sure. Who are the people you surround yourself with?
That's another question that's a derivative actually from the previous question. I surround myself with people that truly love me, who respect me, who can stand up for themselves, who respect themselves, who have self-respect, because I cannot surround myself with someone who has low value for themselves. I don't mean low confidence or low self-esteem, I mean self-respect, because with self-respect you can drive anyone. Because if you do not respect yourself and if you put yourself down all the time, people are gonna create this idea in their head they should keep you on that standard and they will not treat you well. I also surround myself with people that I see potential with, either it is relationship, in the spectrum of relationship or friendship, or success, because I surround myself with successful people, or to be successful. I don't want to say it like me because we don't know the future, everything is unpredictable, but I like to surround myself with people that work hard or have worked hard, like people who have their own startups, people who are millionaires, people who are billionaires. I've surrounded myself with these people too, or people who start from the bottom and I see the potential that they can reach the top with me, because I like to see that development to go with me. I like to see the collaboration, I like to see the cooperation, if it's a friendship, of course. Christina, how about you? That's very interesting. I want to hear that.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with everything you said, and I think we generally agree on that, and that's why we have created that great friendship and bonded as well. After our friendship, I think I've changed my perspective on the people I surround myself with, and not only after our friendship was created, but after multiple moments of my life last year that I truly just fell apart because of certain relationships or friendships that didn't work. And I think it made me think that I should always surround myself, as you said, with people who respect me. And what I always say, I want to surround myself with people who I see growth with, and not only my personal growth, that is always the top as well, but growth with the people, that there's a vision and a motive and there's a path that takes you somewhere, and it's not just a road that ends. It's a path that doesn't end. And I think all the friendships that I have at the moment have a growth rate, let's say it in an economic term, as you're a finance student.
It looks like a stack.
And a treasure to be, let's hope.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I want a good growth rate with my friendships. And yeah, that's the people that I surround myself with. And definitely what you said, with people who at least want success in a healthy way, of course. So yeah, that answers my question.
Christina, you were perfect. You were, once again, together. We're in another podcast together. It's going pretty great to collaborate with you. And I want to thank you and say that I appreciate you for being here with me.
Me too.
And of course, the same thing for you. And I hope to see further collaborations. I want to see you to be secretary, to be treasurer, so we can see that collaboration and cooperation
and growth
that we stress about. Exactly, and that growth there in action. And every student can see if that podcast was true enough, and we are going to prove you that was true enough, because our bond has the biggest growth rate. It has even a bigger growth rate than electric cars, and we will prove that to you guys this year. So Christina, I appreciate you very much. I want to see you with me in many podcasts.
Me too.
This was the 19th episode of pt.2, guys. This was Achilleas Diamantidis and
Christina Berberian.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys, too. See you on the next episode.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Bye.
you.